Hey everybody, I am Joe Tobias, a Washington State allotment photographer based in Seattle. And like you, I spend a lot of time on the internet. And with that, I spend a lot of time on Twitter. And Twitter, being Twitter, has a lot of micro communities, which is what makes it great. But every little community has a lot of memes in it. And film photography Twitter is no different than that. And so a lot of those memes being like the traditional meme of like photo with text over the top of it or those kind of things, but also like content and like text-based memes of the camera, the handshake meme, and then the photo, and then you show the camera and then the photos that it took, or like the same thing with film, or like the text-based ones. Like for some reason, people always say like photos that look like a painting, or what are the ones? Scenes from a movie I haven't shot yet. I decided that I'm just gonna spend a week posting all of the memes that I can think of. Do you know this is very tongue-in-cheek, but also at the same point, I've posted most of these type of memes in earnest at some point or another in the past as well. So as I go into meme week, like I'm making fun of myself as much as I'm making fun of everybody else. So with that, I then went in, I tried to brainstorm all the different types of memes I could think of, and then pulled in some friends from a group chat that I'm on and tried to have everybody write out all the different types of memes they could think of. We were joking that it was kind of like a merit badge system, like the Boy Scouts or the Girl Scouts or something like that, you did the handshake photo, you get your merit badge. So this week, I'm getting all of my merit badges. And then I went in and pulled all the photos that I could out of my archive, just because I wasn't going to bother making new film photos for this kind of thing. Not that I wasn't, it's just like I don't have time for that. I did need to make new photos of the cameras themselves, just because film photography Twitter definitely wants photos of the cameras, and then also of the film used, just that I have those to pull from. But other than that, everything was stuff I already had. And then scheduled it all into kind of like made a schedule using Google Docs to be able to make sure that I wasn't posting too many of the same type of memes in a day. I could kind of like spread them out so that over the course of the 8 days that I was going to do this meme week, I would have 5 tweets a day, but I could kind of like have different kinds of stuff that would come out every day. So it wouldn't just be like the same type of thing all over in a row, and it'd be branched out. And then I took all the photos and all of the tweets, and I scheduled everything using the free trial of the app Buffer. And it starts this coming Sunday. And I'm going to kind of stop talking now, and then I might jump in if something goes viral or if something interesting happens. And then I'm going to do a wrap up at the end, and we'll see what was the most popular memes and see what happened. Meme week is over, and yeah, it was fun. It was really fun. I feel like I had way more fun this last week on Twitter than I have in a long time, which we'll come more to that. But yeah, I'm going to kind of go back over a few of the things that, like the popular ones, a few of the ones that were unpopular, and then some other thoughts and stuff. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you can in the links below. But the first photo that was definitely the most popular one of meme week was this one here with the film handshake, the photos, which is a very common Twitter photo film meme. But I think this photo is super popular for 2 reasons. Number one, Color Plus is not like the most popular film, but I think the people that like it love it, so they want to talk about it. And also just like the photos are warm vacation fun photos, which this time of year, as it's spring and here in the Northwest, it's been like cold and wet, and I think everybody is kind of like itching for the thought of warmth. Another photo that did really well was this one, which is a very memey one. I was really happy that the one meme, like this kind of old school style meme one that I actually made, that was the most popular one of these ones. Like I stole a bunch of other memes in making these, and most of those kind of flopped. But like the one I made did well, just because, yeah, I think everybody's been there on this one. Another series that did really well was this one here. These are photos that I shot with my Mamiya 6 in Lisbon a couple years ago. I was just happy to see that. Now, obviously, using that like photos taken on a 70-year-old camera is like totally leaning into film Twitter memes. But the photos are fun, and again, it's that I think it's that the photos themselves are engaging and pull you into a mindset, an era, a place, and that they are good enough and work in there, and that's kind of what makes it all work together. One that was just language, just talking, that did really well was this one. And I said, it's not that the photo's that good, it's just the model is attractive. And I got a lot of responses to this one. Some people who were, I think there's a lot of, I've been there, and a couple people who were a little either agreed with it a little bit too much or didn't agree with it, but it was just fine. And then this last photo here that did decently well was this one, which I'm stoked whenever wedding photos do well on the internet. And I know that because this is what I do. This is my job. I would like more people to see my wedding photos. And so maybe that means I should post more of them on the internet. But, to have people see them and have them get more traction than normal was really nice. So a couple things then also that didn't do quite as well. This one here that was kind of poking fun at film borders. Always include film borders that people know you used film. Did not do super well, and which is good because those are all digital photos. I honestly just wanted to see if this would do well, if people would notice. Nobody noticed. Nobody said anything, but also the tweet didn't do super well. So I don't know what that says. Maybe y'all are super smart. Again, I'm just having fun with this. It's okay to I don't think there's anything wrong with joking around the internet. Have fun, make fun of yourself, move on. This one did not do super well. Here, the GM and then a bunch of NFT related hashtags. I'm not going to get into NFTs right now because that's a whole nother world and some people think they're great. Some people, I think that the technology has a future. I think that the current NFT culture on Twitter is not something I really want to engage in, but I just wanted to see if it would do well.
It's not even a scheme per se.
I don't actually know if people even still use the GN stuff quite as much anymore, just because this is my list of muted words here, which are mostly NFT related, and then also Joe Rogan, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and golf, because I just don't care about any of those things. Yeah, and with the NFTs, I also appreciated the instant responses from a bunch of people like, what? Who? What? You? What? Don't worry, guys. It's a joke. I was really happy that this particular tweet bombed. The photogs under 1K, feel free to share your work, because it's such a, I see this one all the time and it makes me so sad because it just feels so looking down on people, and especially when it's people that are when it's I'll retweet this and stuff. It just feels like it's asking for other people to do work for you. Please interact with my tweet, help me become popular on here. But it's also belittling, and it just, I felt really dirty even writing this down. I also put photogs over 10K, feel free to share it, just kind of hoping to poke fun at that a little bit of saying, usually this is I'm kind of famous, so you not famous people should interact with me, and then I can give you a little bit of my social cred. And so trying to flip that a little bit and be hey, neither version of it did really well. Probably again, because I didn't care when I wrote it and I think it's dumb. So it often feels that the internet has a way of knowing when you are being facetious. And so this kind of seemed like it showed through. Oh, portfolio day. This one was the one that made me laugh the hardest personally. Because I don't know what it is. It feels like this hashtag portfolio day is once a month. It just starts popping up on my feed. I don't know why. It's National Pizza Day, National Pizza Eating Day, National Pepperoni Pizza Eating Day, National Hawaiian Pizza Eating Day, National I Hate Hawaiian Pizza Day, something like that. And that's Portfolio Day. Just feels like it appears all the time. Well, I posted this kind of to joke about that. And then, unbeknownst to me, Twitter posted saying, it's Portfolio Day! Which just was too funny to me because every day apparently is Portfolio Day. So now that I have finished meme week, I want to just look through back on first we'll start with the analytics and just see what happened. I think I picked up about 100-ish followers. I went from low 1600s to mid 1700s, something like that. Again, I'm not super Twitter famous. That's not the point. But, that's a 5% increase, which 4% increase, something like that, which is, cool. And then I wanted to look over, I was going to compare meme week to 2 weeks previous to it, which was just a regular week, and how I had been interacting with Twitter just to see how things went. And I can see that I published on meme week, I published 196 both tweets and replies versus 63 in a normal week. So that's a little over 3 times as much. But with that, my impressions went up over 8 times, and I had over 14 times as many engagements. Now, it's not about the numbers, but if you look at every single metric across the board, it's way higher during meme week. Now, It's higher because A, I tweeted a lot more, and B, I tweeted extremely memeable stuff for the community that I care about. Which I think that pulls me into like my takeaways from this. In that the takeaway number one is that social media is more fun when you're trying to be social instead of trying to be famous. And I know that like this whole week is making jokes about things that people do to try to make themselves Twitter famous. But in that, I had a ton of fun posting this content. I had a ton of fun interacting with these people. I had conversations, and it was actually enjoyable. And it makes me want to be better about being social in social media, in that it does drive conversation, finding ways to have fun with it, and have fun with yourself along the way. And it's kind of this strange place that memes fall within our modern like digital society, in that it helps drive a discourse, and it can kind of either be a point to begin a conversation or a point to make your point. But it does make them more accessible and a place that people want to interact with. I just want to be more of a person, I guess is what it comes down to, is that, and like show more of yourself on there, which the more we've been falling into these like highly curated social media profiles, I feel like people are becoming more and more drawn to the real moments that are fit in between the perfection moments and stuff like that. And so I don't know what that line looks like. I don't know what it looks like for you. I don't know what it looks like for me, but that's a question that I'm going to be asking myself. The second thing that I took away is like post a lot more photos, like a lot more photos. I was using Buffer when I went through and reloaded everything a second time, and it was super fast and super easy to schedule. This is not sponsored by them. I have nothing to do with them. Hey Buffer, if you want to give me money, I would happily take it. But like finding a tool like that does make it a lot easier to schedule the ability to put out more photos like that was really helpful. And then the last one was in the tweets that I sent that were a little bit more about commentary on the film photography community. I spent a lot of time on those because I wanted to make sure that I was saying something about what I see, but also not attacking people. There is a way to have a conversation on the internet without being an asshole. Like, you can do it. We can say stuff without insulting each other. And I guess for me, that takes me back to what my first takeaway of like wanting social media to be more social rather than popular. And that it's really easy in a space like this where nobody actually knows each other. It's only in a digital world where to gain popularity is the easy response, and popularity is driven by extremes in your responses. And that's both extremes in things that people say and extremes in people's reactions. And if you're just trying to have fun in the middle, you're not going to be as popular. But maybe it gives you a little bit more grace and a little bit more power to say things when you want to. Looking back at that, it's not that good of a photo. The model's just attractive. That when I originally wrote that tweet, it was the photo kind of sucks. Your girlfriend's just hot, which is a lot of the same premise, but is a very different way of saying it. And there is somebody else on the internet who can say that and get away with it. And if you say that, there's a chance that it probably goes more viral. If you just want to make people angry or make people like super on board with you, that's a good way to do it. But if you want to have people's conversations, finding ways to say things that fall in the middle might be better. Maybe this is just because I'm in my 30s and I'm trying to figure out how to raise a kid who's nice, that I'm trying to be a nicer person too. Anyway, that's the end of meme week for me. I hope you had fun. Follow along. And I'm going to keep having fun on Twitter. See ya.